Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time from back when I was younger that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. I think I was like 16 when this went down, but that weird limbo stage where you're 16 but you can't drive yet. And I was spending that weekend at a friend's house, and he happened to live out of town a ways, just where it was like kind of inconvenient to get to anything else out in the middle of nowhere. And so he had houses around him, but there wasn't a ton to do. So we were sitting there hanging out, and it was me, my friend whose house it was, and a couple of kids who lived in his neighborhood, and we didn't know what to do, and eventually we decided that we were going to go ding-dong ditching. Which is dumb. It's not actually that entertaining. We were just really bored and there was nothing else to do, so we convinced ourselves that it would be very exciting, and we go out and we ding-dong ditch a couple houses. And it's no issue, you know, you ring the doorbell, you run away. It's not a very complicated game. If you can't do it right, then you messed up something easy. And we did mess up something easy. Don't worry, that's coming up. But we come up to this next house, and my friend who lives in the area is like, all right, we got to be careful with this one. This guy's notorious for being grumpy. He has issues. He hates people being on his property. He hates people being around. This guy's kind of nuts. And if he comes out while we're still in his driveway or something, we should hide. Like, don't try to run is kind of what was said, which is different. I didn't know if this guy was like a velociraptor from Jurassic Park where his sight is based on movement. If I just stay absolutely still, he won't notice me, but my friend gives us this warning. And the other people that were with us lived in the area, but not insanely close, and they're like, whatever, I'm not scared. We were all getting pretty cocky at that point. You know, we had done a couple houses, hadn't gotten caught. So we decide that we're going to ding-dong ditch him anyways, and we run up and we ring the doorbell and we start running away, and he just so happened to have a pretty long driveway, and as we're running, it was almost like he had one light switch that synchronized this. All of the lights turn on. Every room, every exterior light, they all come on, and all of us start looking around like, crap, where do we hide? And there's this like rows of bushes on the left and the right, and the one on the right had a little half wall to it, and my friends dove into the left, but I dive into the right, like over the bush with that little ledge. And I push myself up against this little ledge like I'm taking cover in Call of Duty, bro. I don't know what's going on. All I know is all the lights turn on. So I'm like trying to make myself as small as possible against this bush and this half wall thing. And I hear the door open, and I just hear yelling that, like, this guy's had enough of people messing with his house, and he's gonna find us, and we messed up this time, and he's gonna come get us. And I don't know this guy at all. All I know is that my friend says he's crazy, so I'm starting to freak out, and I hear him start to, like, come down the driveway. And I knew that if I, like, ran to the street, it's just nowhere to hide. It's just kind of open. So I'm pushed up against this little half wall thing, and I literally get down and start like army crawling along it, and he's walking down the driveway, and I'm crawling back up the driveway, but behind this little wall thing. And so I start following this half wall. I don't really know where it goes. I don't know this house at all. And I start coming around and I see this deck, and the half wall goes up where, like, if I keep crawling along the floor, I'll come under the deck, and I still think he's out front. So I decide to crawl under this deck just to, like, see what's going on in the backyard, find another way to escape. I don't know where my friends are at this point. And so I hear him yelling about how, like, he's gonna go grab his flashlight and he'll be back and he's gonna find us. And I hear him go back into the house. And this time I hear his footsteps like thump, thump, thump across the house. And he opens the door and he steps onto the deck. And now my heart is beating out of my chest because I had crawled this direction to go the opposite way of the crazy dude. And now he's like on top of me with this flashlight shining it out, not straight down the deck, but like off the deck. And I'm just really hoping that he's not going to see me, and I'm trying to, like, control my breathing, you know? It's not that I was breathing heavy. I'm just crapping my pants, think he's going to hear me. And sure enough, he can't find us, and it looks like he's starting to come down around off the deck to come around. And now that I'm under the deck, there's really nowhere to hide. Like, if this guy comes around and shines his flashlight underneath, there's nowhere for me to go. And I literally start preparing myself to just get ready to sprint. Like, there's not much I'm going to be able to do. Here we go. Like, he's going to see me. And he starts walking over. And at that point, I guess one of my friends had decided that he had had enough of hiding because he takes off. and it makes noise like his footsteps going down the driveway. So before he looks over and shines the flashlight in my direction, he turns around and starts running towards the footsteps because he thinks there's a person that he's going to be able to like go get. And so the second he sprints out of there, like away from where I am underneath the deck, I take off and run around the opposite side of the house. So like I had crawled back up to get up the driveway as he was walking down, and now I go around to those other bushes where my friends were hiding. And I run over, and all my friends are standing there, and I'm like, he's distracted. That other guy decided to run for some reason. If we're gonna go, we gotta go. And we all take off running. And so he had started chasing our friend down the driveway. He had gotten to the end of the driveway and gotten away. So he had turned back around, the angry guy. And of course, he turns around, and all of us are just sprinting down the driveway trying to get out of there. And at this point, our adrenaline's pumping. And it felt like if you had ever played football before, like back at practice, one of my favorite games to play was sharks and minnows, you know? There's a shark in the middle and you have to run across and he has to tackle you. This didn't feel very fun, but that was the vibe. Like all of us were gonna try to run past this guy and he was going to try to catch us. So we just start running even faster, picking up speed, and one of my friends is like, what do we do? And I say, just try not to get caught. So we run past him, and I happen to run like close enough to him where he reaches out to grab me, but he can't get me. And I'm like, oh no, man, he's so close to me. But I get past and I keep running. And I was one of the people at like the front of our pack. So I turn around, and we had like one friend in this group that just wasn't the fastest runner in the world, you know? It's not like this is something you prepare for. None of us actually expected to get caught, but he's kind of in a 1v1 with this guy. And he wasn't insanely athletic, so when I looked back and saw that that's who's in like this 1v1 situation having to juke out this guy to get away, I started to get nervous. I thought for sure that like, okay, we're gonna get caught, we're gonna have to turn around. But our friend, who usually has no athletic ability, dude, pulls out the cleanest, like, Madden-level juke I've ever seen. If the guy wouldn't have been wearing high-top sneakers, ankles could have been broken. Like, he just jukes the guy out, and he falls so hard, like, trying to dive back the other way when my friend cuts back, that he falls over. It didn't look like he got injured. It just looked like somebody really juked you out and you just kind of lose your balance a little bit. So sure enough, he runs by and we take off sprinting. And we're probably a good like half mile from my friend's house, but we don't stop running. We don't stop to talk. No one says anything. We get back to his house and we finally get back in and we think we're safe. And we're like, dude, that was insane. I can't believe we did that. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That was so insane. Did you guys see that? And we're talking about how like that was crazy. We're never going to go ding dong ditching again. Like that was too much. That was too intense. And all of a sudden we hear his parents coming upstairs. And his parents didn't really come upstairs often whenever we were at his house. So we knew something was up. And she knocks on the door. And the door opens and she's like, hey guys, did you guys go ding dong ditch or anything? And we're like, no. And she's like, well, that's weird because there's a neighbor at the door who's pissed off saying that a group of boys ding dong ditched him, made him fall over, and then ran this direction and he watched you guys come back to the house. And of course, all of us just go silent. No one says anything. No one cracks a smile. It's just probably very evident that we had been ding-dong ditching. And his mom just sighs, like really heavily, you know, and says, all right, well, I think it's best if you guys go. And I lived far away. I didn't really know what to do. So one of the other guys who was there had a car, and I was like, hey, man, I will pay you to take me home. But, like, I can't call my parents and have them come get me right now because I was ding-dong ditching. And he says, okay. So whatever, we have to go outside to get in the car. And so we walk outside, and the old man is there with his flashlight, like, shining it at us, being like, you guys gotta go. You guys gotta go. And we're like, all right, that's fine. So I got in the dude I had met's car. I went home. Everything's fine, you know. But either way, it was just a very intense experience. I thought for sure that we had actually gotten away, too, because I was like, oh, he's not going to be able to follow us home. But running is only so fast if someone can just get in their car and follow. So we had no ill intentions, by the way, like legit. We were ding-dong ditching. We were just being stupid. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think this was smart. I don't think you should go ding-dong ditching. But either way, for like 15 seconds, I felt like I was in a spy movie trying to avoid being noticed by like the enemy intelligence agency. It was pretty crazy. I figured because Halloween's right around the corner, something like this would be a little bit more fun for y'all. I know it's shorter. I've been doing a little bit more of the short videos recently, but I've been having a ton of fun doing it. So if you did enjoy it, I would really, really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Other than that, as for like hanging out with this dude, we did hang out again, but he would come to my house. It was just kind of implied that, you know, his parents weren't the biggest fan of the neighbor coming and knocking on the door all pissed off that we had been ding-dong ditching, which is fair, but kind of annoying because it was not my idea. I hadn't come up with it. But yeah, on that note, guys, like I said, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. 12 Days of Scrubs is coming. I've got those, starting to get organized, so be on the lookout for all of that. And if you want to listen to these, but you like the audio version, you'd rather listen to just the audio, I do post the audio on Spotify. Feel free to check that out, link down below. But yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.